And then finally, we'll be ending with information in regards to financing and educational financing. I am a parent of a senior, sophomore, and a sixth grader, all within the feeder school in District 208. My brother has a niece that graduated last year. We have a junior and an incoming freshman. I also serve on the Board of Education in District 95. So I don't claim to be an expert by no means, but I am a concerned parent that is demanding accountability in the system. So we're here to discuss a proposal put forth by the Board of Education in Riverside Brookfield that will appear on the ballot April 5th. The proposal is asking the question whether or not the district can capture appropriate dollars to maintain the present programs and staff so we can continue to provide a quality, comprehensive high school experience for all our young adults. Now, the board could have just went ahead and made cuts necessary to balance the budget, but that would drastically impact students' educational opportunities, the curriculum, and staffing levels. So instead, they chose to put the question to the community. See, the school will always be there no matter what form and shape it takes, but it's the community's decision on how well and what programs we provide in our school. So it's not as though the school is always coming and asking for money. It's our decision how well we fund it. So I represent a group of community members from all feeder school districts, from both political sides of the spectrum, social, economic demographics, that supports and encourages a yes vote on April 5th to capture the additional tax dollars to keep what we have. Now, why would I stick my neck out and devote my time and energy in order to raise my taxes? I'm a small business owner for the last 10 years. I have no 401 plan. My life savings is tied up in my business. I've got college education breathing down my neck. And I haven't had a pay raise in 7 years. The purpose, or why I feel my commitment and the community's commitment is first, the school works. By any measurement of student performance and graduation rates, it works. The district has demonstrated fiscal responsibility by stretching out tax revenues and not going to the public since 2000. The district has also made meaningful budget cuts 3 years in a row. The teachers have offered salary concessions that will save the district $800,000 over the next 2 years. But the other 800-pound gorilla in the room, besides your labor costs, is enrollment. And that's what's driving pressure on your finances. So, 440 students in 10 years. What impact would 440 students do to District 94? What impact would it have on District 95? The other issue about that is we have no control over that number, and we have no control of the competencies of the student. We have to take all students, learning disabilities, people that move into the district that haven't had the benefit to go through our feeder school. We have to have intervention programs that get those people up to speed, which is very labor intensive. We also have to service the special education needs of students from private schools. Now, through my experience in boards of education, I've had the fortunate experience to be in roundtable discussions with other districts around the state. And the issues they face, just trying to get out of the starting gate, are insurmountable. And in the process, they lose their kids. We in District 98 are far ahead of the curve. And we should not take it for granted, and we should not lose the momentum. We are a very fortunate community to have a high school that works. We can trust the school with the development of our young children. We can trust the school with our dollars. It's vital to the health of the community, and it's worth my extra $25 to $35 a month to keep it going. So thank you. What I'd like to do right now, the community group has asked Mr. Jim Scanlon to talk about curriculum development so everybody can get an appreciation for the services that we offer at the school.
I'm going to try to do this from here. Coached for a lot of years and pretty used to throwing my voice out there. Anybody not hear me in the back? All right, at least I can take care of that. Jim asked me to introduce myself. I'm Tim Scanlon. This is my 9th year at RV, my 29th year in education. I spent half of that in a parochial high school, St. Rita High School on the south side. A couple years in Africa as a lay missionary as a teacher, and then 15 years in the public system. So I have a lot of experience in a lot of different sectors. And what I'm going to talk to you about tonight is something that you probably already think you know a lot about. We all went to school. Everybody in this room went to school at one time or another. And as such, we have a feeling that we kind of know what happens in the school. But I'm here to tell you, it's changed drastically in the times that many of us have been in school. And when a kid comes to RB, now let me correct one something too. Jim mentioned earlier that we're not allowed to use our time to help with an election. Au contraire, as citizens, we can come out and support an election. We can, as teachers or administrators, but this was kind of a gray area, you know, as a feeder school and so on and so forth. So we can't come out and say yes. I'll leave it up to you to figure out which side of the coin I'm on. But we can't come out and say yes. We'll do that tonight. But you'll see us out in the neighborhoods canvassing. We can't do that. So how has education changed? Well, when your children come to RB, the first thing we try to do is provide them with the best teachers possible. You want to improve a school, get good teachers. If you got good teachers, make them better. That's what makes a good school great. Then after we get good teachers, we go out and we talk to all your feeder schools. And we ask them, where do you think we should place your son or daughter when they come to RB? We give them a placement test. We have the guidance department talk to the students, fill out forms, talk about goals and objectives, and then after that is all done, or something that happens first, something happens later, we try to place your child in a position so they can be the most successful as possible over the next 4 years. But kids that come to us now are very different needs. If you look at the enrollment that Jim showed you and say, how did RB fit all those kids into the building back, 20, 30 years ago? Well, we didn't have as much special ed as we had before. We didn't as we have now. We didn't have ESL needs like we have now. Kids come with a variety of needs. They come below standards, at standards, and above standards. And at a good high school, and I believe RB is a good high school, we try to approach each student and fill their individual needs so that they'll be successful over the next 4 years. We start first and foremost with relationship. A new teacher comes to RB, we tell them relationship, relationship, relationship. The curriculum, of course, we expect you to have know your curriculum. We expect you to push professionally, but we, first and foremost, expect you and the students to develop a healthy relationship, and that'll make for a successful 4 years in school. Get in there and get to know the kids. Now, relationship doesn't mean buddy-buddy. Relationship means an adult in the building that's nurturing, an adult in the building that you feel safe to go to. Recently, we had Loyola come out and do a study because we want to know what other people think of us. So Loyola came to do a study about the entire school. Twice, a random survey, we walked through the hallways, go up to a kid, and ask him a question. Now, our kids, 100% of our kids said they felt like there was an adult in the building that they could go to. That's phenomenal. Loyola said it's never happened once. It's already happened twice at RB. We push that. The next thing we push are curricular needs. If a kid is below level, we put in the interventions, sometimes smaller classes, sometimes extra teacher help to push them up, whether it be in reading or math. That's not frivolous. That's not something extra. That's what your kids need. And we're gonna make sure we provide them for that. You can see nationally how scores are across the nation in terms of high school kids. They don't all come the same way, and you can't give them the same package of education. If they're at the average or standard level, we try to push them as much as we possibly can. And if they're above level, we do the same thing. Our philosophy is push kids from the bottom up and get them to be the best they possibly can. I'm very passionate about it because it's been 29 years in this business, and it's a business that is full of optimism, and if you do it right, it's full of success. And RB has done it right for a long time. In addition to that, we try to give the kids an experience that's comprehensive. High school isn't just a diploma mill. You don't just go and take your classes and go home and that's it. It's your life for 4 years. It's your formation for 4 years. So co-curriculars, sports, field trips, things that make a student whole, being part of the school community, we push for that. And we provide that for our kids, and we're very proud of that. And then we also work on their social and emotional needs. Right now, we're involved in a new program. We used to have Community of Caring. Now it's Character Counts. And it's a character education program. But it really is, Character Counts didn't find us. We found Character Counts. We had a lot of those qualities there, but we finally found a program that fit us as a school. And in addition to that, we push citizenship and service. Your sons and daughters that go to RB put in a tremendous amount of hours. You see some of them here tonight. A tremendous amount of hours on service to the community. Education without service is emptiness. Education without commitment to the community lacks citizenship. We don't do that. We don't believe, and the schools that do that, they're lacking. They're not high-flying, achieving schools that you want to send your kids to. They're not the nurturing environments that you would want your child to be brought up in. And that's just a little bit about what we do at RB. It's a lot different than when we went to school, but the one thing that's the same is we're turning out kids that are good and good community members like many of you are. We have the teachers, we have the kids, and we have a dedicated population of parents. Now, as you'll see, the school needs a little bit of support. The next is